today for the Moms Meet webinar with KeVita. My name is Annie Douglas. I'm your Chief Mom Ambassador here at Moms Meet, and I am so excited that you all could join us for this webinar where we'll be learning more about KeVita and their sparkling probiotic drinks. During the presentation, I'm sure you'll have some questions, so feel free to type them into the chat window, and we'll be covering your answers at the very end of this presentation. With that said, it's my pleasure to introduce you to the presenter for today's webinar, Chakra Earthsong Levy. Chakra is the co-founder and creative director of KeVita, and she's got a wealth of information on raw food, organic and whole food cooking, juicing, all sorts of things. So we're so excited to hear from her today. So without further delay, here's Chakra.
Hi, everybody. Welcome, and welcome to KeVita. And KeVita is just a delightfully delicious sparkling probiotic drink, and I'm not sure if you have tasted KeVita yet, but if you haven't, when you do, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. And I'm actually backing up right here just to show the bottles one more time before we move on and give you the rainbow effect of the beautiful nature of KeVita. And we're just so excited that we are reaching you as the moms community, and really appreciate the grassroots approach and your ability to educate other moms about KeVita. And as a holistic nutritional consultant and a mom and the formulator of KeVita, I am so passionate about using the highest quality ingredients, and I know how important it is to raise our children using the very best we can give them, food-wise, drink-wise, supplement-wise, every advantage. We need that because in today's environment, there's a lot of stress factors. And so it's so important to feed your family well. And my goal and intent with KeVita is to add to that, add to your family's nutritional profile and benefit, and also just to make having something so healthy and so delicious be really easy to get into your kids and into your families. And so I really appreciate that all of you are educating yourselves about organic and healthy products and probiotics, and I'm glad KeVita is part of that, and that we can offer you KeVita. So what is KeVita? Let's just start by really clarifying that. And aside from delicious, it's handcrafted, it's cold processed, and we make KeVita ourselves in our own facility. So every single bottle is filled with our pure intent and our love and the highest quality certified organic ingredients. And the 4 strains of live probiotic cultures that are in every bottle are there to help support your digestive health, and they also are there to help maintain the immune system. And this, of course, means in relationship and in addition to having a balanced diet and a healthy lifestyle. And at the same time, KeVita in and of itself, even for people who aren't eating as well as they could be, it seems as though when they integrate KeVita into their food plan, they feel better. And so that's a really, just to know that, we totally promote healthy lifestyle, and we know that KeVita will even take people into a more empowered place in their body if they are drinking it, but no matter where they are at with their diet and their lifestyle, it will make a beneficial difference. And what's amazing about KeVita is that it really packs a lot of flavor for a drink that's so low calorie, and it's vegan, it's dairy and lactose and gluten and soy and GMO free. So there's very few allergens in KeVita. Most people, people write in and they ask things like, does it contain tree nuts, or is it made in a facility with tree nuts? The answer is no. All we do is make KeVita in our facility. We don't make anything else, and it is a total vegan facility. and a certified organic facility at that. And so we say drink KeVita to refresh your body, enhance your vitality, energy, and well-being, which is what you're going to see on every single label. And we believe that fully. We believe that KeVita is delicious vitality. And so we try to make that message so clear on the label so that you can grab that bottle and really, with this training today and all the information that you've received, still be able to pick up the bottle and talk about KeVita from exactly what you read on that label. So I also want to mention that I'm going to move on to the next slide here, that KeVita is for kids and grown-ups and people of all ages. And it's really popular for its incredible taste and our potent probiotics. And it's also just a drink for all sizes. And so it's not specifically for any particular demographic. And I'd say people choose KeVita for natural energy. It's a great replacement to coffee or soda, and it's such a healthy drink for kids. And as moms, that's a big focus for all of you. And I know I already brought up the allergy factor and how low it is with KeVita, but KeVita also works really well with special diets. And that includes weight loss and cleanse and detoxification, and even diabetics can manage to drink the coconut KeVita, and that's pretty special. And it's because it's so low glycemic. And of the 8 KeVita flavors, 6 of them are sweetened with stevia, and making them so low calorie, and of course great for pre-diabetics and diabetics. And because KeVita is gluten and lactose free, even in this culture right now, gluten is such the buzz, and for all good reason. And so I'm so happy that KeVita fits into that category. And of course, dairy is also a big trigger point, and especially with children. And there's so many kids who are allergic to dairy, and so we're happy that KeVita fits into the category where it's safe for your children. And I want to just mention that really what is so very unique about KeVita is really is at the heart of this drink, and that is our certified organic probiotic culture. And we call that KeVita culture. And why it's so special is because it's a food-based culture, and we grow it ourselves off of our own kefir grains, and those food-based cultures have the ability to absorb directly in the gut in a way that some probiotics don't. And we by no means are implying that KeVita will replace supplemental probiotics. They will contribute to them, though. And because they're just so delicious and you can just enjoy and drink a bottle, it's a great way to get a daily hit of probiotics. And the culture kind of settles in the bottom of the bottle, and you can do what we fondly call the KeVita swirl by just tipping the bottle upside down a little bit, give it a little swirl to blend the culture. And you'll find that with every bottle. And it doesn't need a hard shake, just real gentle swirl will allow you to mix the cultures. So how is KeVita made? Well, again, it's the heart of KeVita is our own probiotic culture, and we take that culture and we combine it with coconut water or with tea or pure water, and then we combine the finest organic fruit purees and plant extracts into that mix. And our ingredients and the probiotics gently meld into this flavor that you find in every bottle. And as I said, we make KeVita ourselves at our own certified organic facility, and I just want to clarify that what that really means is that we have our awareness and our hands on every step of the process. And And we are dealing with live cultures here, so KeVita must remain refrigerated. And I want to clarify that, of course, people have to travel from the store or wherever they are to their homes, and KeVita might be out of the fridge for an hour. That's to be expected. But should it be left out overnight? No, it should be in the refrigerator. And so, we understand there's travel time involved, and in a really hot summer day, it's really ideal if KeVita could be packed right from the store right into a traveling cooler. That's the ideal scenario. And we also have a very, very strong commitment at KeVita for truth in labeling, and it's so important. And so you might even see, because I did mention just in the slide before that KeVita is soy-free, and you may find that you see labels in the marketplace that say contain a trace amount of soy. There is no soy in KeVita. At one point, there was a question about an ingredient that had a trace amount of soy that it was grown off of, and we did extensive soy testing, and the product came up clean. But because of our commitment to that process, we didn't have definitive information at the point that we were printing that label, and we put it on as a safe precaution because the last thing in the world we'd want is someone to have a reaction to KeVita that wasn't positive. And so the minute we learned that it was completely soy-free, we took it off the label. And I'm mentioning this because you probably will encounter this in the marketplace. And so I wanted everyone to be totally clear that KeVita is indeed soy-free. And the line is split up. There's 4 flavors that are coconut water-based, and 2 of them are purified water-based, and 2 are tea-based. Of the tea-based flavors, the one on the left, the Living Greens, is, by the way, one of the most popular flavors for moms in particular. I think it has to do with the afternoon energy lift that one gets from drinking a Living Greens, and it's also green tea based. And then the other tea based one is the pomegranate black tea, and I even know you may or may not encounter that flavor. Depends where you're located. It's also very, very rich tasting. It's the richest of all the flavors, and it's also made with black tea, so it does give you a lift. And I would say that children tend to like the coconuts or Living Greens. For some reason, kids go after those greens. It's just amazing. And they just, even little babies, they just kind of grab for it. And because it has caffeine, even though it's very lightly caffeinated, some people don't want to give their babies tea-based drinks, and I understand. And so just to be aware that those 2 are the only ones with caffeine. And here's the tasting lineup for you all. And so what we recommend is trying the coconut first because it's the lightest and has just the light, sweet flavor profile. And as you go to the next flavor, the coconut then tastes even lighter. And so it goes coconut, strawberry, acai coconut, and mango coconut. Those would be the order I would go in. And usually for children, I've noticed that if they don't get hooked into the coconut or the strawberry, they want the mango. And that is so common. Kids and anybody who's not used to drinking something that isn't so sweet and that isn't really a soda and is not a juice that's lighter than juice will find that mango coconut is the perfect crossover drink. It borders on a juice more closely than any of the other flavors. And after mango coconut would come Living Greens and then lemon ginger. And I really like to close with lemon ginger in a tasting because it has a stronger ginger flavor, and it's a palate cleanser, and it's just a really great place to end. And also there will be people who won't drink coconut; they don't like coconut, and so you can just jump right to lemon ginger. If you go through the lineup tasting coconut, and strawberry, and mango, and people aren't liking it, I would skip the living greens and go right to lemon ginger. And there will be people that will be like, none of this will appeal, but lemon ginger will hit the spot. And so you can kind of count on that as a backup plan and as a way to leapfrog over the other four and just go to lemon ginger if someone's not a coconut drinker and greens just sounds too extreme. Though it is not extreme in flavor, it's so delicious. And I just want to impart that even if you're not a green drinker, the chances of you liking this drink, living greens, are very, very high. So when you're sampling KeVita, I encourage you to, really stay open to the response. You might find that you're in a group and everybody's wild about strawberry acai, and sometimes it just goes that way. No planning for it. It just happens where it's almost like this group mindset occurs, and everybody likes one flavor, and so that happens. But most of the time, people really, really enjoy the whole lineup, and it's a matter of, gosh, I like them all so much. What should I choose? They're just amazed at how delicious they taste and how great they feel after drinking KeVita. So all of the flavor attributes are lined up here on this chart, and I think this is a great, quick reference point for catching the basics. You're going to see that all the drinks are certified organic and non-GMO. Every flavor is non-dairy and lactose-free and vegan and gluten-free. And where it gets a little different is just the calorie count, which you can see is extremely low. All of the flavors are considered low calorie. Some of them are almost no calorie, like the coconuts, and especially just coconut KeVita. It's just amazing that there's this much flavor in a bottle with so few calories. And the chart is great for peeking at the grams of sugar and seeing which ones are actually considered low glycemic, which are stevia sweetened, which are considered high in potassium, what's slightly caffeinated. So I think this chart will be a great tool when you're talking about KeVita to return to for the quick down and dirty of them, for people who want the facts. And I hope it's useful. So I want to get into just making sure everybody understands what probiotics are. And it's not that much common knowledge, though some people know that 80% of your immune system resides in your gut. And what that means is that your intestinal health, to a large extent, depends on having an ample supply of this beneficial bacteria and probiotics in the digestive tract. And probiotics, as I mentioned earlier, support immune and digestive health, but let's look at why. Well, in today's world, our daily stress levels can be really high. We all know this. We're moving at a pace and a manner which is unprecedented in this culture. And a combination of poor diet, or not even so poor, but just compromised, not necessarily even because of your food choices, but simply based on the demineralization and the devaluation of food at this time. Even the highest quality certified organic foods aren't what they were for our grandparents. And over time, we find that our food is not as nutrient dense as it used to be. Then there's medications, over-the-counter or prescription. There's environmental toxins and chemicals. And all these things, including stress, wreak havoc on our digestive tracts and also on our immune systems. And one of the ways that we can combat that is, and our bodies need it, is to give a constant supply, an influx of probiotics to help replenish the gut. And by doing so, we counteract these negative effects. And so we think a little bit here at KeVita, we believe that a little bit of proaction And even a bottle of KeVita a day makes a huge difference in combating that. And so that's part of our purpose and our goal in providing KeVita. And we feel that drinking your probiotics is a really healthy and delicious way to get your probiotics, and that it really makes a difference. And there's a little piece down below here on the slide I'm looking at now, which was recently in the LA Times, that an estimated 100 trillion individual bacteria reside in the intestines, more than the number of cells in the human body. They play crucial roles such as aiding digestion of food, producing necessary vitamins, and suppressing the growth of harmful microbes. And this really sums up what I was just talking about, and it is all the more reason that we're thrilled to have KeVita as an option for you and your family. And so I think that there'll probably be some questions about this, and I'm happy to answer those at the end. So one of the things that some of you may be wondering, or wherever you present KeVita, people will ask is KeVita a kombucha drink? And though KeVita and kombucha are both fermented drinks, KeVita is not a kombucha. And the difference is that is flavor-wise is KeVita is extremely light in flavor. It's very refreshing and delicious. And what we see is most people don't really need to acquire a taste for KeVita, and that's a really common experience with kombucha due to its tart vinegar-like flavor. And so KeVita's, from our perspective, it's 100% delicious vitality, and it's 0% kombucha, and no yeast and no tart flavor. And why we mention this is that there's varying degrees of yeast in all cultured and fermented drinks. It is the nature of the beast. There are no cultured drinks that don't have beneficial bacteria, and that includes some healthy yeasts. And we work extremely hard to eradicate yeast in KeVita, and it does contribute to the flavor profile. And so it's just one of the key differentiators between KeVita and kombucha. And some people love kombucha. That's totally fine. We think KeVita is a great alternative and a great partner. I kind of personally see kombucha and KeVita as being sister and brother, and that's how they live in the marketplace right now as well. And so I hope that answers the kombucha questions, and we can address that further on. So you'll find KeVita in the refrigerated section of your local natural grocery stores. These are all the stores that carry KeVita, and you'll find it in little independent stores as well that will pop up right and left for you, depending where you're located. And so these are well-known markets, but don't be surprised if you find KeVita at your corner market too, and which would be wonderful. And I wanted just to offer our mission statement, and that is we are committed here at KeVita to empowering people to take their health and well-being into their own hands by providing innovative products that improve immune function and digestive health. KeVita is part of the movement to end obesity in the United States. That is part of our commitment. And our vision for that is to have KeVita lead the growing trend toward personal responsibility for improved health and well-being by developing innovative and delicious drinks. And we're committed to having KeVita be a healthy alternative to traditional soda. And it gives us great joy to see this little boy and our own children drinking KeVita instead of pop or soda. And that's a great switch off, and something that really makes a huge difference in a person's nutritional profile over time, is making that choice to just one choice at a time and making an improvement, one choice at a time. Another bottle of KeVita, good solution, good alternative to a soda. So KeVita means to life, and this is just a little bit about our story, and I will leave this for all of you to read. I'm not going to read this aloud, but I will mention here that we're authentic people. We have kids, we have lives, we eat organic food, we work really hard. We are totally devoted to KeVita and to our mission. And my business partner Bill Moses and I work together very, very closely, and we're all over KeVita. We're a startup company. We're very small, and we're a small group of people who are totally devoted. And we live in what I fondly call KeVita land, and it's a lot of fun. It's a really big commitment, and we are completely sure on every level of our beings, and I want you to all know that we believe and know that really the heart of, even though the heart of our culture and the heart of KeVita is our culture, at the heart of our culture is each of you. And we couldn't even begin to be where we are, and especially with such fast tracking and being in the marketplace for just over 2 years, unless there were thousands of friends and people and moms and just a huge amount of love and support out in the world for KeVita. And I really feel like we're sprinkled with stardust, and I think that all of you moms are part of that. And you're conscious, and you're green moms, and you're going to be bringing KeVita into the homes and sharing it with all kinds of people, and that's just everything to us. And I want you to all know that. And so we absolutely love that you're doing this, and we love our consumers, and we are looking to connect with them in all ways possible. And we are just at the very beginnings of building what we fondly call the KeVita culture. And so we want you to know that we're not finished. We're just beginning. We're just at the very baby steps, and so all of you get to be part of that, and we're really honored and thrilled that you are. And we just encourage you to reach out and ask others to reach out to us, and they can text us for a Facebook message, like KeVita Probiotic Drink on Facebook, and we actually are in the middle of doing our first little sweepstakes. We're doing a Facebook sweepstakes, and we would so appreciate if you and everybody that you're in connection with around KeVita, that you present KeVita to, that you ask them to like us on Facebook. And also, for doing that, you win the chance to get 30 days of KeVita, 30 days of Delicious Vitality complimentary. And we would love to share that with anybody who wins, and we're just thrilled to share the KeVita love. And so please follow us on Twitter, follow our boards. We have a new Pinterest board, thanks to Leslie, and we are, of course, we are on the web, and we're in the middle of redoing our website. And so hopefully during the time that you're doing the KeVita promo through Moms Meet, you'll find a new website. It's a possibility. We're working hard behind the scenes on it. So I think I have gone through the whole presentation, and I'm going to turn this over to Annie.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Chakra. That was a really great presentation, and I'm sure our moms will just simply love tasting KeVita and trying it with their groups. We do have some questions here to go over, so I'm going to go ahead and get that going. In the meantime, moms, go ahead and type in any additional questions you have in the chat window on your screen. All right, so a few questions here. First off, one mom is wondering if it's safe to drink KeVita during pregnancy.
That's such a great question. We have found that it is. How we know that, because we have not done clinical trials and studies, is simply word of mouth. A lot of moms write in, and they they just, especially moms that have third trimester indigestion, find lemon ginger to be the perfect balm for that. But a lot of moms write in and they say, gosh, at the beginning of my pregnancy, I just, I was having a lot of digestive issues, and KeVita totally got me through. So we just know this word of mouth. But yes, my answer would be yes.
Great. Yeah, I wish I would have known that when I was during my pregnancy. That would have been great.
I know, me too, right?
Now another question about probiotics. When mom is saying that she already takes a daily probiotic, or eats yogurt, so can KeVita still help, or is there such thing as having ingesting too much probiotic?
Another great question. So for starters, there is no such possibility of a problem by ingesting too many probiotics. One can't overload on probiotics like you can on ice cream or even on vitamin C. If you take too much vitamin C, you're going to have a rumbling belly. But that doesn't happen with probiotics. Your body will simply absorb as much as it can, and there's no harm for any overload. So one of the big differences is that for yogurt and KeVita, the differences is that the dairy was one factor, and then there's the factor of different strains of probiotics. There's just different strains in KeVita than what you'll find in dairy yogurt. So that's another factor. And then there's just it's just a different delivery. Yogurt's a food, KeVita's a drink, and even though it fits into the category of a whole food, it really won't fill you up like yogurt. And then there's this one other aspect, which is just something that to think about. It's not a judgment either way, but it is a consideration, and that is that unless you are buying your own raw milk and making your own yogurt, then the yogurt, most of the yogurt in the world is pasteurized. Well, I'll say in this country is pasteurized. And that's another factor for the ability to properly digest it. And for people who don't have any issues with dairy, great. Yogurt's a wonderful food, as is dairy kefir. But many people actually have problems digesting pasteurized dairy. And that's really very complicated because there's so many issues and laws and so many political aspects being worked out right now about raw versus pasteurized dairy. And so that's something, just to take a closer look at, I would suggest individually. But I hope that addresses and maybe offers a little bit more information, which, who knows, maybe it'll trigger some more questions.
Right, yeah, that all makes a lot of sense. Thank you for explaining that. Now, I just want to go back to the question with pregnancy, because we also have a couple of questions about nursing mothers, and if that's okay.
Yes, it's fine. And there's the only consideration with fermented foods when it comes to pregnancy and nursing mothers has to do with alcohol levels. And everything that's cultured has some small amount, some trace amount of alcohol. And that it would be the only thing to be aware of. We are talking about minute quantities. They are under the legal limit of 0.5%, which is what's required for fermented beverages. And just so everybody's really clear, because you're going to be asked this question yourself. And so KeVita is in compliance. We fall into that safety net. There is no issue to our awareness that is of a problem for anybody.
Okay, wonderful. Now, you had touched on earlier that some of there's a couple of flavors that don't use stevia as a sweetener. Can you point out which flavors those were?
Sure. I'm going to just run back so you can have a visual on that. And right here, when you look at the KeVita flavor groupings, all of the coconuts on the left side are all stevia sweetened. And the pomegranates even though the one on the far right should say pomegranate black tea and it just says pomegranate, the pomegranate black tea and the pomegranate are both stevia sweetened, and of course those aren't even on your lineup. I'm just in case you encounter other flavors in the marketplace, I wanted you to know that. But the living greens and the lemon ginger are sweetened with a de minimis amount of sugar, a pure organic cane juice sugar. And so, go ahead.
Great.
Sorry. Yeah.
Sure. No, that's good. That is really good to know. Can you talk a little bit about the shelf life or expiration date?
Absolutely. The shelf life of KeVita is 6 months, and that's based on refrigeration because this is a refrigerated product. We are finding that we are moving product through the marketplace at a pretty steady rate, and so the product that you're probably going to be seeing in the market right now expires on either 10/3 or 10/28, and soon you'll be seeing product that expires on 12/5/12. And so we have a pretty we have months ahead here. I doubt you'll be encountering issues with product that is soon to expire.
Okay, good to know. Could you talk a little bit about where moms can find or purchase KeVita? And do you have anywhere potentially online to purchase it in case there's
That's
no
a great
around
question.
that?
Yeah, great question too, because no, we are not able to offer KeVita online, and people write in every single day asking that, and it's because KeVita has to be kept cold, and it's impossible to ship. We have to put it into a foam box with ice packs, and so you have to find KeVita at a store. And Whole Foods, Rayleigh's, Central Market, Bristol Farms, Hagen's, these are all the stores that have KeVita. And then there's going to be independent stores that, depending where you're located, as I was saying at the beginning just a little bit, that you're going to find KeVita in places unexpected, that we might not have those stores even listed on our website. As we're redoing our website, we're updating the map. But because we're such a small but quick-growing company, we're finding that stores are letting us know, or people are writing in and saying, oh, I found KeVita at my local market, and we didn't even know it was there, because people just are finding out about it and ordering it in. And then the other piece of that I'll mention to each one of you is, let's just say that you have a local natural food store or a gourmet market nearby, and you would like them to carry KeVita because it's more convenient for you. You can certainly ask them to. If they are a natural food store, they are likely using the largest distributor in the country, and that is the distributor that has KeVita. And so as long as they're buying from main distributors anyway, they can certainly order KeVita in. And that is the most powerful way for KeVita to end up at that corner market, is if you ask. It's much more powerful than even a salesperson going in and wanting to sell KeVita in. Stores listen to their consumers. If you come in and you ask, or you go into your Whole Foods and they only have 3 flavors and you want the others, you can write a note and give it to the customer service counter. And every single night at Whole Foods, and this is the case with most of these stores, they go through those consumer requests, and they actually tally them and respond. And stores really want to please their consumers, especially these larger chains, but even mom and pop stores do. And so you can affect having KeVita in quicker access to where you are if it's not close by to you. And I know it's supposed to be within a 5 or 10 mile radius, but if you want it closer, please ask your local store and ask them to get it in, because we cannot ship it.
Wonderful. Okay, thanks for explaining that. And I definitely hope that our moms will, ask their local grocer to have, bring in KeVita near them, so that would be really great. You had talked about weight loss with drinking KeVita. So one mom is asking if if she replaces soda or juice with KeVita, would that really help her lose weight?
Well, in the sense that, and just in terms of calorie count alone, yeah. If you're counting calories, KeVita has a lot less calories than juice, but it's really, and I can't speak if we're talking about artificially sweetened sodas, because it may have more calories than 0 calories with one of those drinks. But what I'll mention, and I think what's really important, is that the nutritional boost and overall energy lift that one gets by drinking KeVita is an impetus for weight loss in and of itself. And so it's not just about calories, it's about cleanliness, the fact that all the ingredients in KeVita are certified organic. Because most of them are stevia sweetened, stevia has the ability to stabilize blood sugar levels. And part of a big challenge with weight loss is that swinging of blood sugar levels. They go high, they go low, and stabilizing those is part of one of the first keys to getting into a position to even begin losing weight. And so I think I see KeVita as being the perfect solution for a weight loss plan, and especially, if you've recently had kids, or if you've had kids even 5 or 10 years ago, but you've never quite gotten your body back, and you're wanting, a boost, you're wanting something. I think KeVita is a great replacement because it starts to feel like a special treat. It's like the special, here's my KeVita of the day, or for some people that could be 2. And we're talking about being able to drink something so delicious and refreshing that really feels nurturing, and also has little to no calories. And so that's a factor. I hope that all makes sense. And the last piece I'll mention about that is that there is the possibility. There's not scientific evidence, but there's a lot of hearsay, and a lot of people believe that your the state of your alkalinity versus your acidity in your body sets the platform up for weight loss. And KeVita is slightly alkalinizing, and I think that makes a difference too.
Very interesting. All right. And we have a question, a very specific question about KeVita being made from kefir-derived cultures, and how is the drink dairy-free?
Well, it's really not that well known that kefir culture can technically come from water or dairy, and it's a little tricky because according to the Codex, which is the law of all things that are food. So, for example, if the Codex said that kefir was dairy, then it would be, even if it wasn't, even if there was an alternative. And so that's a fact. That is how the Codex is written, and it is the law. And so we can say that we have KeVita is coming, our culture is coming from a kefir-derived culture, because there is a aspect of that is true, and in the sense that our culture is coming from a kefir-derived culture originally, but it has nothing to do with dairy, and we create that culture in a water-based medium.
Okay. Well, that's really great. Thank you for explaining that. Now, here's an interesting question. I'm not sure, what kind of other, new products or flavors you have, in the works, but do you have any non-sparkling versions of the drink, or any plans to have anything, especially for kids maybe who don't like carbonated drinks?
Yeah. So,
I know as far as my daughter goes, she really does not like carbonated drinks because she's not used to drinking soda. So.
Yes, and that's a great point. So I want to just also let you know that though we say that KeVita is a sparkling probiotic drink, it's very low in sparkle for the most part. But what you're going to find, and we are working very, very hard to stabilize this, but you're going to find that some bottles are flat and some bottles are sparkly. Some flavors are more sparkly than others. You're going to find a mix. And though there is a certain lack of consistency, as I said, we're working very hard to stabilize that, and that you will find both. But to answer the question, in the future we will be having a totally non-sparkling line. And but that's probably not, it's likely not going to be until 2014, maybe at the end of 2013. But that isn't our plan. But one thing you can do, and I will mention this, is my husband does not like the sparkle, and so he opens a bottle of KeVita and he lets it air, and he'll give it a little shake. He'll open up the lid, he'll leave it a little ajar, he'll put it in the fridge. It will go flat eventually. And that's how he likes his KeVita. And so it's really close to me in that understanding that, and also a lot of little kids, I think that might even be why they're attracted to some flavors more than others, is that, for example, the mango coconut tends to be less sparkly than the strawberry acai. And it's just the velocity of the fruit puree, and the mango is a bit heavier, and so it's less sparkly. It's just the way it works out.
Now, how long can you leave an open bottle of KeVita in the fridge?
Oh, as long as you pour out of the bottle instead of sipping off the bottle. Once you sip out of the bottle, then the bacteria from your mouth gets in it, and that's the case with everything you sip out of from your fridge. It's nothing special to KeVita. And so I can't really say if you sip out of the bottle exactly how long, because it's so different for each person. But if you pour out of the bottle, it can last for months. It will last for months, though I don't think anybody ever saves it that long. If most people, when they have flat KeVita in their fridge and they haven't drunk it, most of them end up using it, throwing it into smoothies. I would say that's the most common use for excess KeVita, is tossing it into smoothies.
Oh, no, that's really interesting. Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah, isn't that fun? You can take, if you have a partially full bottle of mango and you just happen to be making a mango pineapple smoothie, you could enhance it with some KeVita, and you'll get a little extra spritz of probiotics and some extra flavor, and it's really fun.
Great, great. Okay, then I think we're winding down here with the questions. Just one more that I want to touch on. For those who haven't picked up, their bottles of KeVita yet, are the bottles glass, or are they plastic?
Yes, they are beautiful glass bottles, and they're great for repurposing and reusing. And there's a heart at the bottom, which is why there's a picture of the bottle with the heart at the bottom, featured in the slides that we went through. And I think that you can kind of tell it's glass, but this picture definitely makes it clear that it is. And because I just want to also mention that you are all going to be using coupons to buy KeVita, and so as much as I encourage you to go to your local store, local market, if they don't have KeVita, and I still encourage you to please do that, you'll need to be using your coupons to buying KeVita from larger chain stores like Whole Foods. That's where you're going to find the selection, and that's where you're going to find it easy to use your coupons as well.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you so much, Chakra. That was really a great presentation. We've just learned so much with everything from today's presentation, so thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. And thank you, Mall Ambassadors, for attending our session today. We hope that you'll be able to take a lot of what you learned today and share them with your members. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you log into GreatMomsMeet.com and go to the KeVita sampling page, where you can download the sampling sheets of materials that you'll need for your meeting. And we're looking forward to hearing from you and what you and your friends think about KeVita. And please make sure you take some photos at your meeting and share them with us. So with that said, we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up. And I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.